It's April 29th. I'm calling it. I'm throwing in the towel. My $500 a month living in the Philippines budget. I couldn't hack it. It's done. I failed. It's over. Earlier this morning, I ended up getting an email. An email I've gotten many times before, but I haven't gotten in many months. And if you would have remembered on day one, some of the things I subtracted were my internet bill that I pay in advance, but it's a monthly bill. My AI music software I use for these videos, that's a yearly bill, but I took out monthly. I took out the monthly bills prior, but I forgot about this one. I got a piece of mail in. Somebody sent me mail, my bank. And it was my reminder that I have done what I recommend everyone do, which is keep a U.S. address. And I use a mail service to do that. It's $120 a year or $10 a month. So me having less than $2 after I got the water yesterday morning, it's now blown the budget. So I failed. But that's not just the reality of how I failed. We're out of trash bags. We're out of Ziploc bags, which I use for when we travel places. The laundry is full. It needs to be done. We're running out of supplies. Miss Secret has her face washes she needs that she's out of. And man, she's been a trooper. There's been two of us living on $500 a month, and I thought if there was one guy who could do it, it's me. A veteran expat who's been living overseas for years and years and years and years now. Countries like Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, here in the Philippines. I thought I could hack it. $500 a month isn't enough. With her being a trooper, she has sacrificed a lot. She gave up her gym membership for the month, which would have been 800 pesos. She hasn't gotten the things that women need to do, right? Her armpits waxed, her hair done. Every couple of months, I like to have her get her toenails polished, do fingernails, lady things, right? Normal lady things. She was a trooper the whole time. She didn't complain. She didn't gripe. She said, no, I have money saved up. I'll just do it next month. So she gave up a lot to do this. And if you would have seen week 1, week 2, I got cocky. I was cocky. We were eating out all the time. We were going to Kamulan. We were going out, having meals out in town. We were getting drinks. We were having fun. Granted, I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke cigarettes, but we were, getting smoothies and cane juices and all those things. So we went too crazy the first couple months. And she was a trooper. She sacrificed a lot. And I was going stir crazy. I wanted to go out more often. We were walking, not taking the trike. But with her sacrificing that 800 peso gym membership this month, it did help out a lot. But it brings up the fact that over the last 2 years, inflation has been rampant here in the Philippines. The gym membership went from 700 pesos to 800 pesos a month. You might think, oh, it's 100 pesos, it's less than $2. When you're an investor like me, when you are doing options, when you're doing dividends, when you're doing investments, you don't look at raw numbers anymore. You look at percentages. Everything has to be percentage based. And when you have a 700 to 800 peso change in your gym membership, that's like 13% increase. But it doesn't stop there. One of the reasons I thought I could do $500 a month for 2 people is 2 years ago, same place, same apartment, same everything. I made it like for $600 and maybe $50, and I wasn't even trying. I didn't try at all. Even my apartment has got inflated. When I first came out here, it was like 7,500 pesos with utilities. Now I'm paying 10,000, utilities not included. You include the utilities, that's like 11,500. So a 40% increase or so in the utilities and apartment. Even things like transportation have increased with the oil crisis going on. As I put out my video before, when I was showing you the oil crisis and kind of the effects it would have, the price of the tricycle ride went from 13 pesos to 15 pesos. Once again, it's 2 pesos, right? No big deal. But as a percentage, that's a big percentage increase. And when you multiply that by 2 people, it turns it even more. We didn't take the private rides like we normally take. We did a lot of walking, and it was still a huge expense in the budget. Even things like a coconut. It used to be just 25 pesos for the coconut. They drained the water for you. You could have them scrape out the meat. So you got like coconut juice and the coconut meat to make other food with or make shakes with. Went from 25 pesos to 30 pesos. That's like that's almost a 20% increase just in the price of a coconut in 2 years. Everything is increased by a good margin. Food, housing, electric's gone up, everything's gone up. So when I was kind of calculating a $500 a month budget for 2 people, I wasn't thinking that inflation was that bad. But with the oil crisis going on and just regular inflation over the last 2 years, I failed. I almost succeeded. That one email came in, killed the budget. It's over with. And that's all it really takes is one mistake for your whole thing to fail. But what I haven't been talking about, and what a lot of you guys don't think about, and what no other vlogger thinks about, is the other things that come up. So 2 days ago, this happened. My phone, it's broken. I got a busted screen. This thing's probably gonna go black. The screen is gonna go black on me within a couple weeks. I gotta get it repaired. It's gonna be what, 3,000 to 6,000 pesos for that? And just like 6 months ago, everything I had broke. My camera broke. I use an Osmo Pocket 3 with a gimbal. I had to take that into Manila, the only place that does service. That was another 5,500 pesos to get that fixed. I had my camera bust on my phone and I had that repaired for like 3,500 while I was in Manila. These things come up. And a budget that's as tight as $500 a month doesn't take that into account. Another thing it doesn't take into account is here in a couple days, I've got to go to Cagayan de Oro and I've got to do my 2-month extension. But it's not just a 2-month extension, which also the price has increased by 1,000 pesos every time you do it. I've also got to get my ACR card redone. It expires next month, but since I'm doing a 2-month extension, they're going to want to do it then. So I can expect over 8,000 pesos to spend when I go to Cagayan de Oro. 8,000 pesos, okay, well, guess what? For one person to go up there and back, it's another 225 peso bus ride. That's not the fancy bus. It's not the lowest end bus, but it's not the fancy bus. 225 up, 225 back, 450. If you're like me, you got medical issues, I can't ride the bus up there and back the same day. I won't be able to move the next day. So I get a hotel room. I can get one, a cheap one for 1,200 or 1,300 a night in a good location, which is just going to be as good as getting the 900 peso one that's further away and having to take a taxi for 100 pesos there and 100 pesos back. So I may as well just live where I can walk everywhere. So it doesn't take into account your visa situation. It doesn't take into account medical emergencies. Personally, my body's broken. My body is broken. My medical issues, I require massages. I know, massages. No, it really helps. It keeps me mobile. I've sacrificed that. I found a place over in San Jose where I take the jeepney down, 15 pesos there, 15 pesos back. For 550 pesos, I get a 2-hour massage. Do that twice a month, my body's good. 150 peso tip on top of that. 700 pesos, 730 pesos with the taxi ride 2 times a month. I didn't get that this month. My body is broken. What if you have medical needs? What if you have to get medicine? What if you get a bacterial infection? You're going to be able to afford antibiotics? What if you have a heart problem? You're going to be able to afford your heart meds? You're going to be able to afford a doctor? If you don't have money here in the Philippines and you go to the hospital, they won't treat you. It's not like the US where there's an obligation to treat you and then you're just in debt. It's either you pay or you die. They ain't playing around here, man. It's real, like real hardcore libertarianism. So if you don't have a savings for that, or that's not included in your budget, like you have a monthly allocation, you're done for. It's not going to work. Now the way you could make it work, all right, you go out and eat out maybe once or twice a week at like a really low end, like fast food place for 100 pesos, like street food style, right? Maybe you already have a house built, maybe you own your house, maybe you've paid your rent a year in advance, right? Maybe you own your own motorbike. Maybe these things can help save you money and get you over the edge. I'm not trying to live that life. Maybe you are. Maybe your circumstances are in a way where you can live that life. I'm not trying to do it. Stay in America if that's your budget. You've got access to housing, subsidized by the government. You got food banks in America. You can make it work. You can live in your car. You can get a membership at Planet Fitness for $10 a month, $20 a month, shower there, live in your car, get your money right. Get your money up, start investing, learn how to do it, then come out. And I had one dude in the comment try to tell me, oh, you know, the government offers subsidized rice to people of like low income, no income. Yeah, cool. I could use my girlfriend as a proxy to get access to social services from the Philippines. But that ain't right. Think about it, really, think about it. You're gonna get subsidized food, you're gonna get subsidized care, and you're gonna be literally taking that out of some kid's mouth whose parents, maybe they got 2-3 kids, but Filipinos ain't making $500 a month, dude, most of them. The average worker at the wet market makes like 250 pesos a day for a 14-hour day, and even working 6 days a week, what are they making, like 120 bucks a month? A caretaker is making 6,000 pesos a month, and yeah, they get their housing covered, but they ain't eating good, they ain't going out. 6,000 pesos a month. So I'm gonna take public services out of those people's mouth? Hell no. Even if it was legal, it's not ethical. And I won't do it. I just won't. Man, this is a killer though. This is a killer. Things like that are gonna pop up. Your electronics are gonna break. Your body's gonna break. Your mind's gonna break. You're gonna wanna go out and have some fun. You're gonna wanna travel. And yeah, there's tons of free stuff to do. You know, I can go out 3 times a week and do free Zumba classes, right? Free. They got them all over the place. Every barangay hall. Barangay is like their word for neighborhood, right? They got community centers. You can go see shows. You can go play basketball for free. You can do a lot of stuff for free. And that's one of the ways I think the Filipino people stay so happy, is because the government spends a good amount of money just on entertainment. I mean, you got scene Kamulan. They got fireworks, they got concerts, they got constant activities. You can just go out there with your folding chair and just talk with people. If you have the willpower not to go eat out, if you have the willpower not to be drinking juices, if you have the willpower not to spend any money, and you walk there, you walk back. Okay, cool. Do you want to come out here and live like an average Filipino person, or are you retired? Do you want to live a life with a little bit more? Because you can earn more money in the US, but once you're out here, unless you can't accelerate your earning. You can stay in America, work 70 hours a week, start doing side gigs, pull work off of Facebook, start door dashing. You can do stuff to make money. You can live in your car. You can shower at Planet Fitness. Out here, you're not doing that. Out here, you can't make money legally unless you're on like the right kind of visa, citizenship type, but that's not most of us. Most of us, tourist visas, SR, RV visas, marriage visas, you can't do that. And even if you do find a way to make money, you're not making much. So you can't really push out your income. You can't max out your income. You got to do that back in America. You know, a lot of people told me in the comments, oh, you're gonna lie, you're lying. We know you're not living out there on $500 a month. You guys have seen. I did day one video. I showed you the wet market. I showed you how much things cost. I showed you week 1, week 2, week 3. I showed you exactly what I was spending. I could have bull crapped you on this. I could have said, oh, I didn't get, you know, I could have just ignored the email. I could have been eating out every night and telling you, not telling you. I could have lied about a bunch of stuff. I could have not told you that I'm out of a bunch of supplies at home. I could have told you that, oh, the laundry's all done. She hand washed it. I could have bullcrapped you like a lot of YouTubers do, but that ain't right. I saw those dudes when I was investigating this stuff, when I was researching it 12 years ago, when I was first realized I needed to come out here and start living when I retired, retired early. And those guys were out there. And yeah, the cost of living was hella cheaper back then. You know, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines. Back then, 12 years ago, yeah, probably 500 would have been good. It's not anymore. And you have to take into account your medical. You have to take into account your visas. You got to take into account emergencies. You got to take into account future electronic purchases. You got to take into account if you want to travel. You got to take into account everything. What if there's some kind of emergency here and I need to relocate? Like, I don't know, there's an earthquake and the building falls down and all my belongings are destroyed. Okay, well what, I'm just screwed? No, that's no way to live. You gotta have a safety net when you come out here. And, you know, I'll talk about that in other videos, but $500 a month, unless you've got those disclaimers I gave you before, like you own your house, you got chickens that are laying you eggs. We ate like 100 eggs this month. Then it ain't gonna happen for you. But I understand. My haters out there, now's your time. Go ahead and run your victory lap. Leave in the comments. I never ever said you could live like a king out here on $500 a month. I just said that I thought you could live a life worth living. But I was wrong. I was going off of old numbers. I was going off of old thinking. $500 a month with the lifestyle I want to live, where I have hot water, I have aircon, I can go to the gym, I can sit here and make videos for you guys. Can't hack it. Can't hack it on $500 a month. That number's out there, and I'll find it. I'll find what the lowest comfortable number, what's safe to live out here on, living the lifestyle I want to live. And then we'll look at luxury lives too in the future. But yeah, go ahead. Leave the hate. Leave the hate in the comments if you want. Regardless, I'm going to be out here, retired, living my dream. Maybe I'll see you out here. I'll definitely see you in later videos. And I'll see you later down the path.